Are you in for a great show this afternoon? We've been having some great giggles, haven't we?
Yeah.
We are friends. We do bully each other a little bit, but we are really good friends. I do promise you that. But we have been having such a giggle about everything in life. Just silly little things, major things. So welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Tony, and this is the wonderful Sarah. Probably most of you know. She's here probably more than me now. So we have a wonderful one-day special for you all, and we started here together because I felt like last time when we did it, we left her out. She got
moaned. I complained about.
She did. She's like, do you think maybe we could start together? I felt left out.
This is all about me.
So we're together. See, we do listen here at Stamps by Me, so we are together. So welcome to the channel, everyone. If you are a brand new newbie to our channel, we do appreciate your company, and if you want to subscribe to our wonderful channel, please do so. If you enjoy the show, also make sure you click the thumbs up, and if you want to comment, this gives us a wider reach in our crafty community. So thank you so much. We do appreciate you coming week in, day out, whatever it may be, to come and see the inspiration. Now we do have a brand new one-day special today, and it's a fall collection, and it's so beautiful. I can't tell you, the colours are so fitting for fall. And if you don't have anything in your stash, cutesy fall colours, nice pattern papers to get ahead, we do say fall cards, don't we? But in the UK, we don't really make fall cards, do we? But I think the fall season is brilliant for gents cards.
I think it is, and I think it's become more and more popular because I think we like that whole gratitude thing as well. So thank you cards. I think they're really lovely thing to send in the autumn.
And do you think as well that more people now are just sending cards just because?
Absolutely. Well, I am, because I never remember anybody's birthday, so I just send them a just because card, just to cover my back.
Yeah, and then inside it says, I'm really sorry. But welcome, everyone. Thank you so much. So we will have a look at the items on the website. Sarah has a whole bunch of wonderful products to show you. I'll do some shout outs too. We do have our wonderful regulars on as always, and we do appreciate every single one of you coming. And if you just come in just for the inspiration, wonderful, you might have something similar in your stash. But equally, if you do like any of the items, you can add them to your basket. So if you do purchase any of the items and then as the show goes on, you see something else you like, please don't forget that you can add to your previous order without that expense of an extra postage cost, and you can do this multiple times. If the first order has not left the building, then you can add and add and add. As soon as that first order's left, it starts again. So it gives you that lovely clean slate to reorder anything else or add to when you want to. So let's do a little bit of a shout out. We have Julie, Michaela, Barbara, Elaine, good morning from San Diego. It's day 2 after my knee surgery. I need a distraction from the pain. Oh, knees are not a good sketch. We will try and inspire you. Let me tell you, Sarah's got some wonderful sparkly things and some layering stencils for you all. So hopefully you'll enjoy the show, sweetheart.
Perfect for knees.
Perfect for knees. We've got Nola, Belinda, Denise, Rigatano, welcome sweetheart, lovely to have your company. Michaela Brown, Caroline. Caroline's just made me and Sarah some lovely mittens. They are totally awesome. We have Audrey as well, and we have Julie Brown. I love autumn. We do love trees and leaves.
Yeah, absolutely. I do. Your foliage and just those warm tones.
We don't like the cold though.
No, I like the cold more now.
No.
Now that I get my flushes.
Absolutely not. So we've got a lot to get through. I'm going to fly through the products because I know you all like the inspiration, but let's fly through some products. Please share the show if at all possible. And if you are watching this show in America on catch up or whatever, we do have some exciting news for you all, and I will tell you that when we get to the end of the show as well. And Tim is going to pick a winner for a £20 voucher code for somebody who's watching the show today. How wonderful is that? I just feel like the codes are really working and you all get involved because it's a £20 voucher and you don't have to add 2 if you don't want to. You can just use the £20 if you want to. So we will pick a winner at the end of the show to say thank you for joining us. Now check out all of the items on the website. We have bundles, we have individuals, we have some lovely items that are left from the last one day special from Sarah also. So I've put those on the end of the show as well. So if maybe you need to top up on your brushes because you're running low on having them as individual colours, you can do that too. And I've also popped that incredible calendar on there. Now, if you are all doing the calendars for loved ones for next year, you need to start them now, guys, because you need to decorate all of the pages. And just before I get into the show, I just want to touch on one thing with the advent calendar. If you're thinking, do you know what, I haven't got time to decorate every individual page on that calendar, go through your box of cards that you've got made and pick out the cards that you love and adhere them to the pages of the calendar as well. Show off your makes that you've made throughout the whole year that are potentially not going to be given to somebody else. So you don't have to physically decorate the pages, adhere things to the pages that you've already made and love for your loved ones as well. That's just a little bit of an idea, because I was saying to Sarah, I'm super busy, I don't get time, and me and Sarah were like, well, we make lots of things, and I was like, do you know what, I might stick what I've already made. She's like, that's a good idea. So I thought I'd tell you my good idea. Whether you use it or not is another matter, but it's there if you want to use it. So if you are a newbie, let us know whereabouts in the world you are. If you've got any nice plans for the weekend, we do love our Friday one-day specials at 1 o'clock, because it's sort of like time to decompress, although we work 24/7, me and Sarah, and probably most of you do as well. But it's nice to decompress. What's the plans for the weekend? What's everyone doing? Walks, talks, dinners, posh meals, birthdays, celebration. What you all doing, you need to let us know. Right, so let's talk about the first item, because I need to get through this, right? And Sarah's already got her stencils taped to the glass mat, which is a nudge to hurry up. So here we go. Look at this collection. I'm going to talk you through the collection, and I'm going to tell you what I adore out of this collection. Now, all of the items are available as individuals as well. So if your budget doesn't stretch to the full complete bundle, we do have individual items too. So check those out as well. Excuse me. So let's have a look down by the front. So my hero item is this here, and it's just a stencil. Look at this, and then move across to this. When she got this sample out, I'm like, are you kidding me? She's like, it's so cool, isn't it? I was like, I need that stencil. I need that stencil right now. And then I said to her, can I demo with you? And she went, absolutely not. So this stencil comes in 2 parts down here. So you have the words which spell the word fall, and then you have the foliage in the background with the little pumpkins at the bottom. So gorgeous, so good. I can't tell you, it's just genius, and I love it, and the effects have blown me away. I'll show you some samples in a second. So you get the 2-layered stencil system here. Then to the left and the right, we get 2 A6 stamp sets. So you have the leaves, and we have the cute little animals with the fox and the bear and the squirrel and the little acorns in there. Now, if you don't like cutesy, they're not too cutesy in my opinion. They've not got tons of detail. They're of a great size as well. Quite minimalistic, so you can get in with your pens and pencils, or just add a little bit of watercolour. Or you could do that dot technique, so it gives you that fur effect as well. So you've got options with those, and it's not a choice of the stamps, you get them in the full bundle, okay? So you get both bundles in there as well. Then moving up by the top, Sarah's brilliant at this, and I've said it from day dot, she puts kits together beautifully. So she's popped in here a patterned paper pad. So let's just have a look at these designs in here. Now, uncoated, so you can stamp onto them, very much like mine. So if you love mine, they're very similar. Uncoated, go through your embossing folders. Oh, cable knit. You do love a bit of cable knit.
I do like a bit of knitwear, yeah.
And you can watercolour, they carry a little bit of water as well, sand them back. Oh, the colours are just so perfect, aren't they? And I know it says fall, and I say this, don't I, all the time. When it says fall, it's a little bit off-putting because we don't make fall cards. But as me and Sarah have touched on there, I find that the fall colours work great for gents' cards. Just cut a die-cut tree, or stamp a die-cut tree, or a leaf, or something like that, and you've got a gents' card immediately. And also a sympathy card too. So that is a full complete collection. Now, if you're wanting the codes, I can give you the codes. If you're watching on our website, all of the products are below this live show. If you're watching on mytelly.com, you can scan the code on your screen, and it will take you to the full shop the show, and you can cherry pick the items that you love. That QR code is also on the screen. If you're watching on Facebook, obviously you need to go to the website to check that out. And if you're watching on YouTube also, you can scan the code on there as well. So you've got multiple ways. We have about 6 platforms where probably people are watching from. So wherever you are, if you're able to share it, that would be wonderful. And we do appreciate you taking the time to come, share the show, and help grow my wonderful brand. So that is the first collection, and that is the whole entity. If you like any of the components individually, check those out as well. They are available too. Now, I'll tell you now that this one's going really fast. You can see on the screen yourself, if it's green or red, you know what's going to happen. So if you like it, get it. If you're thinking, do you know what, I have a stencil or I have a paper pad that I could use that for, Tony, maybe you're just going to dig those out and do the inspiration that Sarah shows you. Make sure you show your makes on at my page, on Papercraft Eureka fan page, and on Sarah's page, Funky Fossil as well, because we love to see your makes. We don't care, we're not too precious about whose products you use. We love you to use everyone's. It's about sharing the love of craft. So make sure you share your makes. And if you're thinking to yourself, oh, I'm a bit scared to share my makes. Well, what have Stamps by Me done for you? We have created our own unique app. And you need to get in the app because you can share all of your makes in the app, whether you're from HSN, Stamps by Me, Funky Fossil. You can go in there and have confidence that when you put your makes in there, they are going to be appreciated. So check that out as well. And if you have any problems getting it or wondering how to get it, go to the top of the website. The link is there. But equally, you can message myself or Sarah and we'll help you out with that one too. So that's the first item on the counter. Absolutely wonderful. Moving down quite quickly. The next one goes with beautifully, right? If you like the collection, you are literally going to get it all. It's just a given. But equally, we appreciate that not everybody wants to spend two. Okay, so moving down, we have there's 109 of you have this in your basket already.
Oh my goodness.
This is not a good sketch. Okay, so this one is so beautiful as well. And how are you going to decide? I've no idea. Thankfully, I'm the salesperson and not the person that has to decide. Just being honest. So here we go. We have a wonderful 6x6 leaf stencil here, and I've left it in the packaging because you can see with the black insert on the bottom there how beautiful it is. It has a spot detail, which I would say is probably more splash detail, but it's very abstract as well as clean and simple. So you get the stencil in there. Now, heroes, look at these bad boys. Now, you all know when I launched Eyes Ink, didn't you? Can you remember? And I was like, if anything from the Eyes Ink range is wonderful, it's the glitter paste. And I love Eyes Ink's glitter paste, as you all know. But let me tell you, Eyes Ink has met its match. We've got a problem. We have a problem. It has met its match. So Sarah's are equally as beautiful and do the great job that Eyes Ink do too. They're buttery. They go through the stencils like a dream. But the unique part about the Stellar Pacers for me with our lovely Sarah is she's got an eye for colour. We don't always get that with our lovely Eyes Inks, do we? Eyes Inks are amazing, and if you have them, use them. I have a box underneath here that I'm never getting rid of. But Sarah's met the match. So let's just show you them, okay? So we have 3 in here. Ruby Slipper, Champagne on Ice, and Spellbound. And when I asked Sarah about this, she said she'd tried to put some beautiful autumn colours together for you, didn't you, darling?
Absolutely. So previously our Stellar Paste have come in duos, and this is the first time that we've started to kind of break them out and put them in kind of themed collections. So you've got something that gives you a bit of a seasonal vibe, which of course goes perfectly with the stencil. And actually, when you look at the price of this one, it's the stencil and the palette knife are completely free, and there's actually a discount on the paste as well. So it's an amazing bundle and bargain just to get you started, just to give you a chance to try out the Stellar Paste and find out why Tony and I love it so much.
Oh.
But look at that. I mean, that's the thing I do love about
right
it.
Now.
I think it's given me a bit of an edge on some of the other glitter pastes out there. Is I've designed these to have a blend of glitter. So you've got your red and gold in Ruby Slippers. Champagne and Ice has got a subtle tone of silver underneath that gold. And then your Spellbound's got your kind of coppery tones with some golds in there. So you can immediately see why I picked these for our autumnal style collection. But equally, I haven't come across many glitter pastes that give you a blend within the actual pot.
They're so nice. You've done so well with these. You should be really proud of these because I know that these sort of medias to pull together are incredibly difficult. I don't know how long it took you to do it, but I am pleased you did it because these are wonderful. So you get all 3. You get the stencil, and she's also popped in a palette knife. So if you've never done stenciling before, and she's got some examples of this on some different coloured cardstocks for you.
I'll be demoing this, so yeah, we'll see you in action.
Yes, so make sure I put them on the right one. So that is your 3 Stellar Pastes, your tool, and your stencil. So check that one out as well. Item number 100924 Alpha. So I can see there's now 131 people got that in their basket, so well done. That is a wonderful collection. Maybe you've got cutesy, maybe you've got the stamps, the leaves, and you just want something consumable wise, something new to play with the products you have from other brands. That's a great one. Now the last one on the counter is a brand new embossing folder. You're speaking in my language. So we have a wonderful embossing folder, which is little acorns. Acorns, would you say?
Yeah,
I like acorns.
It's oak leaf.
Oak leaf, but it's got little baby corns on.
It does. It does.
Item number for this one, because as you can see, this is really popular too.
I thought you said sweet corn. I'm thinking, no, it's not got any sweet corn on, lovely. No, yeah, but it does have acorns.
Oh, look at that. So,
isn't it beautiful?
This is definitely going to be in my basket too, if I'm allowed. So 100924 Charlie, and this one is your 5x7 embossing folder. And you can see from the detail just in that grayscale image there how wonderful this is going to be. So let me just tilt this back. Just,
isn't it amazing? I mean, it literally is one of those where you just run it through the machine and the waxes or whatever kind of mediums you're going to use it on top are just going to have it burst to life on your card. And that's what I did. That one you're just showing now, Tony, is the one I did in our Why Not Wednesday live this week when I was revealing the collection. So you can watch back on my YouTube channel to see how I did that card.
These are all very autumnal with the golds and greens, but equally beautiful. I think just in white, you smashed it. It's really, really beautiful. Well done, sweetheart. It's really nice. 100,924. This is the most popular item in the show. 179 people have this item in their basket. What are you all doing? Which ones? If you've bought something, let me know what you've bought as well, because I'm always interested in where people are going with their craft. You know, do we need the bundle? Do you want just an embossing folder? Are you just buying it all? Most of you buy it all. I watch your buying patterns. I know where you all live. Remember that. I just don't know what you have for lunch, but I always ask you because I'm very nosy. Just remember that. So that is the collection as an entirety. However, if you are watching on the website, please just check out the items below, because we have popped on also the cable knit embossing folder, which she doesn't have a lot of those left. It's the 6x6 one. Great for Christmas, but just great for texture in general as well. So that's a 6x6 cable knit one as well. We did touch on our wonderful advent calendar. This is linked to the show. What I suggest you do is maybe watch the show and have a browse and peruse after. However, please do not beat me up if things go out of stock. We also...
I was just going to say, you keep saying advent calendar, it's just a calendar for the year.
Oh yeah, advent calendar.
I know you've got advent calendars on the brain.
Yeah. So it's the calendar. Ooh. Don't be thinking you're going to get treats on each page, because there's nothing free inside, let me tell you. So it's your calendar. And then Sarah's asked me to add the last pieces of these banner dies on, because she's going to use them in the demo. So if you got these in the last one day special, brilliant. She's going to use them again today in a demo. So I have linked this one in case you do like this one as well. And this one is your banner die 160824 Delta, and that was $14.99 to $12.99. And as I've said, we have brushes and all sorts linked to the show, so shop ahead. So what we'll do is we'll get ready for the first demonstration. So you're going to use the two-layered fall stencil from the main bundle. So I'm going to throw to Sarah. I'm not going to interrupt because I know you like the inspiration, but if you do have any questions, Q, and I'll monitor at this side, and then we'll just fire in some questions if needed.
Did you just say you weren't going to interrupt?
No, I'll try.
Oh, you try not to interrupt.
But if I like something, I do have to go, woof. Is that allowed?
That's allowed. Okay. That's fine. Any appreciative noises are always welcome.
Okay.
So I thought, given this was a stencil that Tony really, really loves from the main Sweet Fall bundle that we've got today, I thought I'd show you how beautifully this two-layer fall stencil comes together. So what I've already done in terms of saving time, as you can see here, I've already inked through the solid letters that form the kind of the base layer. And of course you could use it just as is, or you could use it with a pattern stencil over the top of this. You don't need to use the overlay that I'm about to show you that comes in the kit. But what I have done, I've wanted to go with some fairly strong colours here so that we can our Stella pastes are really going to shine against it. And I've used Ground Espresso and Aged Mahogany are the two colours I've used on here, and I've used one of Tony's cream card blanks for the base, because I thought cream would be a nice softer contrast than white for this one. So the layering of the kind of the tree, and it's a kind of a tree with the leaves and the branches kind of floating off to the right. I can't remember what I was going to say then, but what I'm going to do there is now.
Are you excited?
I was just that looks great as it is. So all I was going to say is it is very easy to line this up. So I haven't put any registration marks on this stencil, because you can see very easily how quite neatly that image is going to fit over the top of the solid letters you've got beneath it. So I didn't think you'd need any extra assistance in terms of getting that lining up perfectly. And I'm going to go over just with the Champagne on Ice. So that's one of the Stella pastes that's part of the trio that we've got on the counter today. And this is a beautiful gold, but it's got a bit of a cooler tone to it. As I say, it's got a bit of silver in there as well. And I'm not going to worry about kind of getting paste outside of my stencil here, because I would be trimming this panel down. But if you do ever have a concern about that, then just put your put your masking tape around the outside if you're trying to preserve the background. So you can see here, I'm not having to think too hard. I'm not being particularly careful in how I apply this paste. It's got a lovely, I think as Tony said, it was a perfect word, a nice buttery consistency, a good coverage, and I'm just spreading it over my stencil. I'm just going to put a bit back in the pot, and then we'll see what we've got here. I put a bit of masking tape at the top, so it gives me a hinge, just to ensure that the paper and the stencil don't move. You can see there how beautiful that looks.
That is incredible.
So if you were using kind of paler colours for your fall, now of course you'd be putting this in water straight away. I'll put it on some of Tony's product, so she'll have glitter all over it. But you can see here how that it looks almost like kind of gold embossed, a kind of a wreathing across those letters. I think it's a really elegant look to it. So, but you could use paler colours and use one of our darker pastes. Just make sure you've got some contrast there in terms of how you put the two colours together. You don't need to use paste. You could use embossing powders. You could use a darker ink. There are so many different looks you can get with this combination, so it's a really fun one to play with. And you'll see from quite a few of the samples that Tony's been showing already is that the design team have occasionally cut the letters out, so you can rearrange them on your card. You don't need to leave them in this formation. They're really easy to cut out, so don't always feel you've got to use the stencil in exactly the format that it's been supplied to you in.
Here's just a few of those wonderful sample series.
Isn't that lovely? And I mean, that one I think Ali's done, and she's also used different colours per letter, because again, they're spaced evenly enough. You can use those different tones, and they're large enough to kind of frame the cute animals that come in this collection. So I'll put this to one side, because obviously, although it won't take long to dry, because it's there isn't a huge volume of paste on the card here. I do have one that I did exactly the same as you've seen already, put the gold on there, and that is now dried. And I'm going to matte and layer it with some of the paper from the pad, one of those fabulous cable knits, but it's in a really dark brown. But what I want to do now is have a little bit of a play with those gorgeous autumnal stamps. So this is the A6, there were two A6 stamp sets in the bundle. This is the kind of fallen leaves one. And I was saying to Tony before the show, this is my cheeky little go at a bit of lamination. You know, I'm trying to copy Tony, basically.
Yeah.
I thought that's a good idea. I must try that.
She's getting me back, you know, from the time that I did the same papers as her.
Exactly. Well,
yeah, I had paper pack and it had a couple of sheets in that Sarah had already done. She was like, hey, you need to wind your neck
somewhere before. So at least I'm not trying to hide the fact I've actually come onto Tony's channel and I'm using a lamination style stamp. It's not exactly a lamination. The concept is basically that you've got your bold or your solid infills, which aren't exactly the same shapes as the outlines, but give you the option of stamping and providing an outline image, using the outlines separately as their own independents, or doing different combinations of the two.
And I like the fact that you've done them smaller. My things are huge.
Well, I think the key with this collection, the reason I've done a 6x6 paper pad rather than a typical 8x8, is we're working with that beautiful artwork that Daisy Ray's provided with those cute autumnal animals. So I wanted everything to be proportional. I didn't want to kind of have elements that you're going to really be trying to struggle to combine. So I'm just spraying this. I've put some Distress Oxide inks on my ink pad, and I've given it a very generous spritz of water, so this will be a very watery impression.
It's going to look awesome though. We do have a quick question. We've got a question. Can I ask, will the pastes need spritzing with water occasionally? Because she's had ones in the past that have dried out. I've never had to do that with mine.
I haven't had to do that with mine. I must admit, they've got, obviously they come sealed when you actually originally get them with a kind of metallic cover, so they will never have dried out at the point you actually receive them. And they do have this kind of cardboard insert which seems to kind of keep that moisture into the pot. So I haven't as yet encountered one that has dried out on me. That being said, if you had it for maybe a kind of a year or 2 years on your shelf, which I have done in the past with paste, if you do find it's drier than you want, then there's no harm in spritzing it with water and seeing if you can revitalise it. But I haven't needed to do that yet myself. So I hope that helps. I mean, at the end of the day, if the alternative is throwing something out, you may as well try and
save it,
bring it back. But I haven't tried it to
I've been trying to save you for years.
Something's a past saving. Oh, you know, I always like to come here for a warm welcome. I've come here, I've got a cold that I'm struggling through. No, I knew I'd get lots of moral support from Tony. So I'm just going to do one more of these, but you've seen Tony do this plenty of times in the studio, but I thought I'd just show you how it's done by somebody who's really professional.
She's so cheeky, right? Hey, I do love a cheekiness though. This is why I am like I am, because I like to try and draw it out of her. So, got to have a bit of fun.
I've stolen a concept, and now I'm telling you that I actually going to do it better than she does. So. Hey, you've got to. If you're going to fully commit, you've got to fully commit if you're going to copy somebody. So again, you can see here on this stamp, if I stamp that directly, you're just going to get quite an ugly line across it. But if you give yourself a bit of a spritz of water, allow that, I don't know if I even hit the stamp there. If you allow that ink to move, then of course when you make the contact with the cardstock, then they're going to just blend for you without you needing to do anything else to them. And I just love how easy it is to get what looks like a watercolour blend without needing to use a huge amount of skill. And just for the purposes of illustration, again, I've already got one I've made up here, so I won't go through and do the whole card in this style. But just to show you that the overlay outline, the line art, isn't exactly designed to fit perfectly, which is great. It's quite forgiving. You don't ever feel like, oh, it looks like I've off-stamped this, because the outline of this kind of maple leaf style stamp is not exactly the same as the solid infill. So you're always going to get a look like you've just loosely watercoloured. You're not looking like you're trying to absolutely perfectly colour in that outline image.
You're talking my language. I love all of that. That looks really, really cool.
Isn't it lovely? And it's so simple and easy. And it's just fun, isn't it? Because you're taking the pressure off yourself for the stamping side of it. So all I have done, and this is the card base that I'd worked on previously, is I've not sought to cover the whole of it, because remember, we've got our main focal point that's going to go over the top here. And if I just, I'm not going to stick this down.
That looks so good.
But just having that movement from each corner of that watercolour stamping, but then with that show-stopping stencil in the middle, I think that's a really lovely card.
And what makes that card complete is the cream.
Yes.
So if you'd have done it in white, it would have had a whole different feel. But like Sarah says, the autumnal colours, if you can just try and soften that white to a cream, if you have some cream in your stash, do that, because that's what's just absolutely blown that card out of the park. Now, I am going to just touch on a few of the items, because we've got a few that are limited stock. We have one that's sellout risk, which is your wonderful rub-ons. You can see there, sellout risk. Those are just what's left from the last show, and Sarah has loaded and loaded and loaded those. We do not have any more. So 170824 Alpha, sellout risk, and they're $9.99. They are wonderful. But as you can see from the whole screen, it's busy across the board, okay? You can see that the main bundle is 153 people have that in there. Sorry, not 153, incorrect. Moving on, Tony. 104 people have that in their basket. Today it's $35.99, so you save over £7 if you buy it as the complete bundle. You get the 6x6 paper pad, the 2-layer stencil system with the fall colour and the detail, and the 2 A6 stamps. So the layering leaves and the cute animals. And I believe the next demo is going to show you some of those wonderful animals. I am going to show you a few more samples using this wonderful collection, but please do know that if you see that bundle as an entirety and you only like one item out of that bundle, you can go and purchase just that one item. We make sure that with the experience of TV in this room, there's over 20 years of experience in this room with TV, and we know and listen that you all like to buy things as individuals. You might not like all of the bundle. We've loaded everything as an individual, and that's why I believe HTCN, How to Craft Network, and me and the wonderful Sarah are really successful at what we do. We do listen. We can't always do everything that everybody asks, but we do listen. So if you do like any of the independent items on there, you can go and shop ahead and get them as I mean, we don't have tons of the individuals, but they're there as an option, okay? So the full complete bundle, you do get a saving on it, but check out the individuals too. Now, before I just ping back to Sarah, I just want to touch on this because I haven't shown you all of the samples for this one collection. Now, if you like cutesy, well, it's a tick in the box, isn't it, right? But equally, if you don't, they're not too cutesy either. I don't really do cutesy, as you all know. I would do this type of cutesy. It's simple. It's super, super simple. So you can see the options on here. So that's from one of the stamps. This is another beautiful one using that 2-layer. I know you like to see the samples, ladies and gentlemen, so here they are. So don't be afraid to get out your paste. You could use your sticky ink pad through a stencil and use your wow powders to go through the stencils too. You use your clear embossings, pick the ink up on a messy mat if you wanted to. So the stamps are going to enable you to create those wonderful backgrounds too. And the papers just coordinate beautifully as well. So if you do like to do something a little bit different, they look like 3 little monsters, don't they? They're so cute. And then
a Halloween vibe
we do have like a wonderful little gift set here, which is used in the papers in the stash. We've got the little box at the top here. So you can create giftables too. And because you bought the whole bundle, you know that everything's going to match beautifully. So, you know, be creative with your own products in your stash. And if you just like that and you've got stuff at home that you can make with that, make sure you screen grab because you'll be able to make it with the papers that you have at home. So that's the item for that one, 100924 Bravo. I'm going to ping back to Sarah because it looks like she's got some more sparkly paste and another stencil and the cute animals to showcase. So I'll leave it with you.
Okay, so yeah, I thought we'd have another play with our fabulous Stella paste and use the stencil that comes in that bundle as a kind of free addition to get you started, get you crafting. And I've already done a few on different coloured cardstocks, but what I'm going to do and what I'm going to show you in this demo is just to encourage you to mix your paste on the stencil. So don't just think I'm going to use the gold or I'm going to use the Spellbound. Actually combine them and you get fantastic combinations that are always going to give you a different look every time. So we've got here, I've used it on some really dark brown card, which is the one I'm going to use here. I've actually done some on some gold as well. And I typically, when I've got a stencil out and I've got my paste out, once I've got the stencil dirty, I'm going to use it 3 or 4 times in one go. I'm not going to wash it every time. So I do typically batch make my backgrounds and keep going with that stencil while I've got the paste on there. Many of you will know that cleaning craft products is not one of my superpowers. So I've got my dark brown base here on the glass mat and I'm going to just pick up with my palette knife. I'm going to use some of that champagne that we used in the first demo and just spread this across. This is a great stencil for just showcasing again with the Stella paste that the coverage you get with them. So you have some relatively large areas in stencil terms, and what I'm really pleased about with these pastes is they will give you that coverage. You're not going to end up with what I call kind of empty spaces where that gel medium dries and you've not got any glitter in there. It's all going to get covered with that colour. So I'm popped straight back in now to my Spellbound pot and we're just going to mix over the top. So you're going to get that kind of blend of colours. You won't know where one colour started and the other one ended in the way that I'm doing this. Now, okay, you could have an overflow piece of paper or card here, so you wouldn't be wasting this paste, but I'm not wanting to dip into the different colours with a dirty palette knife. And then this beauty, I must admit, Ruby Slippers is one of my faves. Initially came out as part of our Christmas range because of obviously the kind of that Christmas red it offers, but actually it's just a lovely autumnal colour. I'm going to go back in now at the bottom here with a bit of that gold. You can see I'm going backwards and forwards. I'm not worrying about how these mix. So it's just, I know I'm going to get a great result whatever I do. Oh, and how beautiful does that look?
Can you just tilt that up a little bit, Sarah? Because I not hold it to the front camera, just up. Just hold it up so it just catches that. Look at that. Oh. There you go.
Look at that.
It's packed with sparkle, various colours of sparkle. It's just incredible. I love it.
And it's giving you that solid coverage as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Did everybody gasp like I did there, or is it just me? I do love sparkle. I love sparkly hues. Definitely in my craft as well. We have had a question, Sarah. Question. When you use stencils and use a glue pad for wow powders, do you take the stencil away to pour the powder on and leave the stencil in, or leave the stencil in place? Well, you want to answer that?
I take the stencil away
I
because if you were to put the powder over it when you ink through it, the powder's going to stick to your stencil because it's going to have lots of that ink on it already. So I take it away. If you've done anti-static on your card base and then you put your ink through, when you lift that stencil, your powder should stay where you want it to stay.
Absolutely, totally agree. Take the stencil away. Don't pour it on your stencil. You'll use lots of your powder and waste it. Take the stencil off
and it's more cleaning. What's that in their lives?
We don't do cleaning.
We don't do it.
That was an incredible stencil. I mean, it is just a palette knife and it is just a stencil, right?
It's just one
Did
pass,
you all
isn't
gasp?
it?
I gasped. Sorry about me. Well, listen, I'm not going to apologise for being excited about my craft. I'm really not. So the item that Sarah just used, just to show you that one there, is 100924 Alpha. Now, we do encourage, if you're not buying anything in the show today, but you're thinking to yourself, I like Funky Fossil. I've never had any of her products today. This is probably a great starting point. She's the queen at stencils. She cuts them all herself in-house. They are a family company. And these pastes, she was working on them for 12 months before. And as you know, she's really done well with them. They are absolutely brilliant. And Izink has met its match. If you have Izink, they're going to work. But if you're brand new and wanting to test a brand, try a brand and their products, that's probably a great starting point. So 100924 Alpha. Now, I am going to not go over everything. I'll go over everything at the end. But let's go straight back to Sarah because I feel like she's going to do some of the animals and the papers from the main collection.
So what I wanted to do in terms of completing, so obviously I've shown you now in terms of technique how to get those glorious backgrounds with your Stella paste and your different coloured cardstock. So have a play and get a look at the different effects. And for this card that I'm just going to compile now, I had also done exactly as I've shown you in that short demo. I've done it on the cream cardstock. So this is the one that I've already got inked, pasted and dried. And then all I did was die cut it with a heart-shaped die. So again, just think about that with your stencils. Think about making a full background, but then selecting bits of them out that you want to use. You don't need to use it as a square on your card.
Sarah, I just need to stop you there. I need to tell you what a customer said because it's really important you listen to this because I think this lady's hit the nail on the head. She's saying to Sarah, if you do the two-layer layering stencil again, but with the word snow and then snowflakes.
Good idea.
Can you pop that on your list for the lady?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we had the wild stencil, which had that kind of landscape in it, which is super popular. This is my kind of follow-on, but absolutely, I'm working my way through all the four-letter words I can think of.
Kind words, hopefully.
Yeah, and so you've got like love and hope and snow, etc. And I'm thinking of the different designs that we can put into those.
That'd
so yeah,
be cool.
watch this space.
Watch this
So
space.
thank you, it was a great idea. Yeah, I may have a kind of a different range with words that we wouldn't otherwise want on our cards. So we've got options here. I could be using my dark base background. In fact, I'm kind of liking that more than the heart now that I look at it. In fact, that's what I'm going to go with. So all I want to do is show you that a cluster of these beautiful little animals. I've used a single piece of the paper pad as my background. Just breaks it up a little bit. The colours all match absolutely perfectly. I've watercoloured and cut out some of my lovely animals. I have a whole family of them here, so I'll be making more cards over the weekend and sharing them online with you. And then just to complete this card, which is just so simple, you can see how easy it was to put together. For me, I thought the word banners. So this collection's fairly sentiment light. I think the only words in it obviously are fall in the stencil and in the leaf stamp set. I think we've got leaves are falling, but it doesn't have many sentiments in, so that's why these word banners are going to be a perfect accompaniment to use with it. And if we go with big hugs, and I've got that kind of on the dark brown cardstock and with the cream underlay. So you remember with those word banner dies, you've got the solid base die shape, and then you've got a whole series of different sentiments that cut out of the same shape, and we can put that there. And our sentiment will just really pop off the card. So that's as simple as it was. I wasn't going to necessarily stamp out and colour the animals because I'm fairly sure that most of you watching today will absolutely be able to enjoy that part of the process in your own time. But using your paste, using your stencils, using the pattern papers, all those colours are just absolutely working beautifully together.
I think it's awesome. And those little cute animals, you know, if you're a little bit fearful of colouring, they do just look great in stamped in black ink too. You don't have to colour them, do you, Sarah?
Well, absolutely, and because they're, as you said already, they're quite open line art. They're great for paper piecing. So if you've got different kind of pattern papers that aren't too big a pattern, you don't want to lose your image in there. But yeah, in fact, I think we've got samples where members of the design team have used the paper pad and stamped onto it and cut out. So if colouring isn't your thing, there are lots of other ways you can bring them to life.
Absolutely. So, are you not blown away by what's going on right now? I'm like, when I saw the show, I knew I'd love it. I love the colours. It's right up my street. But now I've seen the demos, I'm like, oh, do I need more stuff?
Yes.
I need more stuff? What are we like? But yes, we are a selling channel. I guess we do need more stuff. But only buy what you know you're going to use. We do encourage that because we are live 3 days a week now with our deal hunters and our one-day specials on Friday. And if you're sitting on the fence thinking, I love Sarah's demo, but I don't really know what I'd do with it myself, then just wait till next week. There'll be something else. Might be something else that you absolutely know you love and adore. So we don't expect you to spend. Come for the inspiration regardless. And if you want to share the show, that would be wonderful. Now, all of the screen is green. Selling fast on everything, okay? We have 2 sellout risks. The brushes and the rub-ons at the moment are on a sellout risk. But as you can see there, the increase in numbers, as soon as Sarah demos, the increase in numbers go up and up and up. So the stencil and the 3 pastes, and there 182 people have that in their basket. Code for that one is 100924 alpha. Now again, I'm not going to go through every item. You can see they're there as individuals if you want to pop them in your basket. Now we do have some time in the show, and I did say to Sarah it would be wonderful if we could use that brand new embossing folder because it's so gorgeous, right? And I am a fan. So for this particular demonstration, I'm going to go over to Sarah and stand with her. She's probably like, yeah, thanks for that. She didn't know I was going to do that, but I want to go and watch her do it because it's my avenue, and I love embossing folders, as you all know. So, are you going to demo that one, or am I telling Porky?
No, I am. Oh, I am. Yeah, I was pulling the face at you coming over.
I'm not going to stand on here though, because that would be silly, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be.
Just in case you didn't know she was short, I'm just reminding you.
Honestly.
I do love her. Small things come in small packages, right? So I'm told. I'll tidy up your mess while you get ready.
I think she means great things come in small packages, not just small things. So this is a showstopper embossing folder. So I wanted to end the show with this because it's one of those where you can just run it through your machine and you're going to have a great result. But then, of course, there are so many techniques that you will have all seen. Tony Do and members of the design team here at Stamps by Me really will make this a stunning kind of focal point. And it's a 5x7 embossing folder, so it's a card front in its own right, effectively. So I've used some quite a piece of kind of copper cardstock. I don't know where I got it from, but I thought it'd be perfect.
I'm sure everybody's got a lot of cardstock at home. Ooh.
Perfect for this time of year. So you can see already, without me doing anything, look at the deboss there, how beautiful that is. That you wouldn't need to do an awful lot to that, to just put a sentiment on it and you could use it as is.
Don't you be getting too good with your embossing folders?
I know. I remember I sent you this one and you went, oh yeah, that's
definitely. Why didn't I see that?
Do it.
It is wonderful. And now, if you're not au fait with embossing folders or how they actually work and the techniques that you can do, you really need to go back and check out some of our 3D embossing folders. Sarah's got a whole bunch going on right now where you can go and just check out the details, check out the techniques that you can do with them, and be blown away by, 1, how inexpensive they are, 2, how indestructible they are, and 3, it does encourage you to dig out the rest of your stash and really build it in and amongst. And if you missed my Monday Night Live last week, I did a full-on tutorial on how to paint embossing folders, get texture in backgrounds, and that was my Monday Night Live craft and chat. So go back and watch that, because I had so many lovely comments from you all going, Tony, that demo you did on Monday night is amazing, and I've tried it and I loved it. So go back and watch that one if you want to. If you've got a bit of spare time, grab a coffee and enjoy that show too. That is like a nice Christmas card. Do you know your banners?
Yes, the word banners.
Could put a little banner on there, couldn't we?
Yeah. Yeah, that's...
These in?
That is them. Because what I have done... Yeah, they look cute. Is I've cut into it.
Oh, that is so nice.
So again, don't worry about, or don't necessarily feel you have to use the full panel. because actually it really...
Where did you get that idea from? Because that is just so... Just pull it in a second, just pull it into shot, that's it.
So it's a super easy, because this is a super easy outline to cut. This isn't something you need a lot of skill. And all I've done on that base card there, I don't know if you can see, is I've clear heat embossed some of those outline leaves, added some splatter.
That is so nice there.
And then put a bit of wood grain washi tape on our card just to give it that kind of rustic look. And then look how cool. And then as you say, absolutely, let's put Love You on. Because you've been quite nice to me today.
This is such a nice cat. I said she looked beautiful.
You did. I don't know what's wrong with you. I'm the one who's got a temperature.
You gotta love her. You have got to love her. That is such a nice cat.
Cool
I'm going to say no, it's not. Has anybody got a favourite demo today?
But I mean, I think if you kind of, I'm lifting them in because I haven't actually stuck them down. But if you look at those three that we just did in that time, you've got, of course you've got your cute, you've got your lovely animals that are going to kind of make everything, make any project something that somebody's going to smile at. Yeah. But then you've got your kind of your classic, timeless embossing folder. You've got the beautiful luxury look of the of that laid stencil. I mean, there's just a look for every different type of crafter, isn't there? Sorry,
could I be an absolute pain? Can we just show the ladies and gentlemen the embossing folder just on white?
You can.
Could you just pass me and I'll cut your card for you? I just want you to see, just for example, with embossing folders, because I do it with my own all the time. And I'm an advocate of showing you how cool embossing folders are just on white cardstock, ladies and gentlemen, because if you can get the depth and dimension on just white cardstock, you are really, really going to see how cool they are with everything else. I'll just measure it down for you. So basically, we have 229 people with this in their cart. Now, be careful, and that might come as a sellout risk at any point. So that's available. We do have a winner. Tim's just held the name up for me. I'm trying to remember it and do this at the same time. So I'm going to announce a winner for a £20 voucher at the end of the show as well. So that is just basically to say thank you so much for watching, because we do love your company. We really, really do. And we always have fantastic shows, don't we?
We do.
And Sarah always brings cool products.
I'd come and do this anyway, just
every day.
I would.
Yeah, and we've got lots of things planned for you. We've got craft battles coming up too. We've got lots of exciting things.
Next week, isn't it?
We had to cancel it last time because Sarah had a really bad ear, didn't you, darling? But she's all right now, so we've scheduled it back in for you all, and got lots of lovely, exciting things. Now, I'm just going to ask you, do you all enjoy the shows here on the How to Craft Network? We're really, really pushing the boat out and trying to give more inspiration, more product for you all, so you can all just simply sit on your couch and just enjoy the show. Do you enjoy the postage system that enables you to add other things to your basket without that second postage cost? Do you enjoy the fact that we don't talk too much and that we get straight to demo? Tell us, give us your feedback. Good, the good, the bad and the ugly.
I really like that with torn edge, actually.
Yeah, it looks like.
Isn't that lovely?
That is so nice.
I like, because it's 3D, the fact that you've got that really visual way of seeing that the leaves are overlapping each other, I just think that's so cool.
And that piece of paper you can transform into anything. You've seen me do it tons. Sarah started to do it loads. She's really enjoying them too now.
I'll leave it with you then. Yeah.
Leave it with me. Leave it with me, kiddo. So let's do a lovely winner. Yes, you've all enjoyed it. Oh, it makes me very happy when you're happy. It really does. You as well. It makes me happy when you're happy.
Really? Oh,
and when Tim's happy and when everybody's happy. We just love it here at Stamps by Me, as you all know. So let's announce our wonderful winner. If you can continue to share the show, that would be wonderful. If you do have items in your basket, please make sure you check them out. They won't sit there forever and somebody can take them. There's no pressure to buy, but if you like it and it's in your basket, make sure you check them out. I do have a bit of news for you all though before I announce the winner. For our lovely ladies and gentlemen that are watching from the States, you will be absolutely delighted by this little piece of news for you all. So if you're wanting to get your hands on more products from Stamps by Me and you've been saying, can we get your product anywhere else? Well, probably most of you will know we were with Simon Says Stamp many years ago, but as we grew, we got busier and busier. Well, there we go. It's all back on there for you. They are now, or will be in the next few hours, live on there for you too.
I'm more excited than Tony about this. It's amazing.
Yeah, very exciting. So if you want to check out our lines on there, and obviously if we make the sales on there as well, they will buy more product. We will try and send a ton of variety for you all as well, so you'll be able to shop there instead of potentially having to shop with us direct. Maybe we might not have it in stock and they may. So you know, you have pros and cons with everything, right? But we are delighted to announce that all of our products, or lots of our products, will be on Simon Says website in the next few hours. Very exciting. So shall we let you know our winner? Did you remember the name?
Yes, I did.
Okay, are you ready? Drum roll.
The winner is Chrissy Moorcroft.
Chrissy Moorcroft.
Well done, Chrissy.
Woo woo! So you've just won a £20 voucher. If you, did I say 20 or 25 earlier?
I think it's a 20.
Might have to rewind. Whatever I said, you have just won, sweetheart, and we will send you a code to spend on the website as you please. So that is the end of the show. I hope you like the product. I hope you enjoyed the demonstrations. And if you want to get creative and show your makes on all of our platforms, please do so. We always have great shows here on the How to Craft Network. We live and breathe craft. We love it so much, and we want you to enjoy it as much as we do too. So the week ahead coming for you all, just because I like to tell you all because it is now Friday, I'm live on Monday night, 6 o'clock. That's the Craft and Chat, and that's where we get stuck into some great demos and do demos that would traditionally take a little bit longer than we're able to when we do our live show. So Monday, 6 p.m, Craft and Chat with me. That's 1 p.m. Eastern time. Then on Wednesdays, we always have our sale show. So if you're looking for some steals and some deals, Wednesday at 1 o'clock is the place to be. So whatever you're doing, have a great day. Stay safe, stay cozy, and we'll catch you all throughout the week. I'll see you all later, guys. Bye.
Take care. Bye.